This is a summary of press releases from Japanese electronics manufacturers on 2nd December.
All right, first up, let's dive into the world of AI. It seems like everyone's talking about it, and today we're seeing some really interesting moves in both new services and, just as importantly, the rules being put in place to manage it all.
So kicking things off, we have Fujitsu launching something called Frontria. Now, this isn't just another committee. It's a full-blown international consortium, and its mission is crystal clear: to get a handle on the very real risks that come with AI. And they're not going it alone. They've pulled together more than 50 organizations from all around the world for this.
So what's on Frontia's to-do list? Well, they're tackling some of the biggest challenges out there. We're talking about fighting misinformation and disinformation, making sure AI is actually trustworthy and reliable, and beefing up security to protect against attacks. On top of that, they're navigating that tricky web of laws and regulations, like the big EU AI Act. This is a serious, global push to make our information society safer and more resilient.
But Fujitsu isn't the only player in the AI governance game. NEC is also making a big move here, launching 3 brand new services, and they're doing it in partnership with the networking giant Cisco. The idea is to give businesses the practical tools they need to manage AI risks.
So how does it work? Well, they've broken it down into 3 stages. First, they'll come in and do a full risk assessment on a company's AI system. Then, they help set up a proper governance platform. And finally, they offer ongoing monitoring to make sure things stay on track. It's pretty much the whole shebang for any company that wants to use AI without flying blind.
And NEC wasn't done yet. They also dropped another announcement for a tool called the Procurement Negotiation AI Agent. This is designed to automate what is often a super complex and, frankly, a really time-consuming job for any big company: negotiating with suppliers.
And check this out. This is the number that really makes you go, wow. During trials, this AI took negotiations that normally last for hours, sometimes even days, and crunched them down to about 80 seconds. Just think about that. That is an absolutely massive jump in efficiency.
Okay, so we've seen how companies are putting guardrails on AI. Now, let's shift gears and look at how they're using it to build some truly smart technology for the future. We're moving from the rulebook to the real world.
And look who's back, NEC. This time they've developed a really impressive support system for emergency call centers. This is all about helping operators in those incredibly high-stress, chaotic situations, and they're using a fascinating concept they call agentic AI.
So what in the world is agentic AI? Well, think of it like this. Instead of having one single giant AI trying to figure everything out, you have a whole team of specialized AIs working together. One AI might just be listening and analyzing the conversation. Another is managing all the incoming information, and a third is suggesting what to do next. It's this teamwork approach that lets the system really understand what's going on in a messy, real-life emergency.
All right, now over to Fujitsu again, who've announced a pretty major breakthrough in what's known as physical AI. They've developed something called spatial world model technology, and the whole point is to get humans and robots working together smoothly and safely in the same physical space.
Okay, but that sounds a little abstract, right? What does this technology actually do that today's robots can't?
Here's the magic trick. It predicts what's going to happen next in the entire room. So instead of a robot just reacting to what's right in front of it, it can actually anticipate what a person or another robot is about to do. It models the whole scene and forecasts the interactions. This is what allows for truly coordinated, graceful movement, and it's a huge step forward for robotics.
Okay, let's get down to the nuts and bolts. We've talked a lot about AI software, but none of it runs without the hardware. So now we're going to dive into the world of semiconductors and advanced materials.
First up, Mitsubishi Electric is rolling out a new 4.5 kilovolt HVIGBT power semiconductor module. I know, that is a mouthful, but all you need to know is that this is a heavy-duty component. It's designed for the power systems in really big industrial equipment. Think things like railway vehicles.
So, what's new and improved here? Well, for starters, it's about 5% more efficient, which is a nice gain. But the really mind-blowing number is its durability. The new module has about 20 times higher moisture resistance. That is a massive leap in reliability, especially for gear that has to work perfectly in tough, real-world environments.
Next, a heads up from Panasonic Industry. They've announced that they'll be showing off their latest advanced materials at the upcoming SEMICON Japan 2025. For anyone in that field, you know that's a huge event for the whole semiconductor supply chain. So what are they bringing to the show? They're highlighting 2 main product lines. You've got the Lex CM series, which are materials that help make powerful semiconductor packages even better. And then there's the Megatron series, which are critical for the circuit boards inside high-speed communication gear. Basically, both of these are key ingredients for the future of AI and advanced networks.
All right, let's zoom out from specific products for a moment and look at the bigger corporate picture, especially when it comes to sustainability. We've got a few interesting updates here.
Toshiba subsidiary, Japan Semiconductor, just signed what's called a Virtual Power Purchase Agreement, or a virtual PPA. Through this deal, they're going to be sourcing renewable energy value from the largest floating solar power plant in West Japan.
Now, you might be hearing that and thinking, what on earth is a virtual PPA? It's actually a pretty clever idea. A company agrees to buy the environmental value from a renewable project. Think of it like buying renewable energy certificates. But they don't get the actual electricity sent to their factory. This helps fund new green energy projects and lets the company hit its carbon reduction targets.
Staying on that green theme, we've got a nice bit of news for JBC Kenwood. They've been recognized in the Big Nikkei Sustainable Survey, which is a pretty comprehensive look at how companies handle both environmental and workplace issues.
And they scored really well. They earned a 4-star rating for their management of sustainable development goals and a very solid 3.5 stars for their smart work management. So a strong showing all around. And for our final item today, let's turn to the world of finance with an update from Hitachi on their stock buyback program. So let's just start with the big number. As of the end of November 2025, Hitachi has spent over 261 billion yen buying back its own shares. To put that in perspective, that's well over $1.5 billion US. If we break that down, just in the month of November, the company snapped up over 12 million shares, spending about 61.2 billion yen. That brings their grand total so far to over 60 million shares acquired for that massive 261.2 billion yen figure. It's all part of a larger plan that was approved by their board. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a like.